Well, this is my Friday. Has been completed. So, got back out into the garage. I got limited lighting. I've got sterilized bulk substrate. We're going to move colonized rye grain berries into that. Feels like I'm just talking about the process all the time. My soul, my spirit, where have you gone? It has fled me. A little nervous. The incubation process is a little rough action. I've got, it's not colonizing equally. I'm using too much water. I'm not using enough. It takes, then I delay moving the bags into the fruiting chamber. I feel that as though that traumatizes what I got going on. And then I get mushrooms that are pink, that aren't supposed to be pink. I get black speckled blue oyster. That's not supposed to happen either. I get strange growths. It's always one thing or another, you know? Mushrooms have a lot of parallels to my life. It's always something. And then I got to figure out what. CO2's doing well. Humidity's cranking. I'll probably be moving away from ultrasonic humidifiers pretty soon. Yada, yada. Yeah, the lights are there. What do I got going on now? Yeah, I got to turn on the laminar flow hood. I got to wipe down everything. I want to do a long form culinary video, so I'm going to approach a restaurant in town. I still want to do mushroom farm tours. Haven't heard back from Houston. I'll give him a call. I'd like to do maybe a collaboration with the Raptor Center, something like that. And with the holidays approaching, I mean, this is the time to sell mushrooms, so I got to get a batch going. Hello. Oh, I'm going to do, I'm delaying the inevitable. I've got some substrate sterilized. Then I'm going to put the mushroom mycelium in. I got to crank up the laminar flow hood. I just got off work, so I'm also kind of in the process of just going into garage Kyle. You know, I got to get into garage Kyle mode. Got to clean. You know, I watch live streams. Dude, I got the weirdest ones. I got these people dressed like sunflowers with Muppets dancing around. I get this guy with a toilet seat on his head threatening to be depressed. It's like, I actually try to do things. And I usually just talk to myself for an hour while I'm waiting for dinner. Really, I'm getting to a point I feel liberated So, all right, well, I'll get the mallet. I'll get the mallet, I'll get the substrate out. I'll get the rye grain berries that have been colonized by mycelium. I will put one into the other. I'll seal the bag. I'll put it aside. It'll colonize. I'll put it into the grow tent. Hopefully, if I've done all steps correctly, it will then fruit a beautiful mushroom. I will then harvest. I've ordered boxes so I can put the mushrooms in the box. I'll bring it to the restaurant. I'll hand it to the chef, and I'll say, let's cook this on camera. And then I will advertise your business, and then you can keep buying my mushrooms and putting it in your food. I'm going after the hospital now. It's hell's bells. I'm saying, hospital, buy my mushrooms. Let's make a video. This is crazy. I was talking to a colleague today and I mentioned it. It was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. You know, I have a mug the same color of my wall at work. My supervisor was like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know. Buttered yam. I went with buttered yam. It's like, it's nice, earthy, feels alive. I've come a long way in this mushroom garage of mine. I think I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted. The whole summer. It's been like 2 years. My life has become just 10 to 20-second videos. Me in my garage, waving mushrooms around. Hopefully AI can save me. I work in the talking business. I talk to people all day. I talk to people about their problems. It's all problems. Life is just a series of problems. That's all. I'm just talking about problems all the time. Talk about my problems, talk about your problems. Talking about mushroom problems. I got all sorts of mushroom problems. Didn't really pretty myself. I was thinking about American culture today. I was like, well, innovation, aggressive, violent. I don't know. Where do I fit? Pretty committed to Alaska. Could have gone somewhere else. I was talking to somebody who's moving up north. I think I like the small town. I like the access to fresh water. I'm at heart of heart, I'm a survivalist. I mean, if I have fresh water and access to meats that I can't, obtain, I'll be good with the area. In these urban spots, it's like, I could see myself eating garbage if it all goes down. I'm not gonna. I'm not building a bunker yet. All right. Well, let me. Don't delete your comments. Okay. Let's fire up the laminar flow hood. I'm gonna unscrew the impulse heat sealer here. Oh, and it came off itself. No mallet needed. No mallet needed. I'm going over here on the side of the tent. I am now. Probably should have done this beforehand. Let's pick this one. This one looks nice. It's been jumping out at me for quite some time. That's a scary color. Let me just pick another one. This one looks a little slimy. All right, that's the second option if I don't find anything better. All right, I wasn't anticipating such a conundrum here. Okay. Hopefully we don't have a flop here, but we'll be all right. So that's 2 bags. I'm gonna evaluate. These have been neglected. So it's just, you got a lot of things going on. That's bulk, that's bulk. Those aren't doing nothing right now. Ouch. Okay, so this is our third option. My workflow's got to improve. That's what this is telling me. Because I thought I had. We're going to go with this guy probably. What scared me in here? Nothing. So no break and shake. Neglected. You can even see some mycelium crawling up the bag. But, oh yeah, that was what. Oh, there it is. Let me see. I don't know. I think it's fine. We're going. We're moving forward. These two are pretty meh. Not to be wasteful, but so what do I need? This is a pretty easy process. So I got bulk substrate, I got master's mix. I'm moving the colonized ryegrain berries into that. Hold on. Okay. Do I need gloves? Probably. I'll wear gloves just so I can wash my hands with rubbing alcohol over and over again. This is my little corner of the world. My little sanctuary. My buttered yam walls. My table. My fan. Okay, let's do this. Let me get some scissors. What else do I need? Scissors. All right. Okay. Everybody's Thursday, my Friday. Doing a little of this, doing a little of that. Eye protection. Not this. These. So I'm concerned about my glasses because it's kind of become part of my YouTube ecosystem. And in fact, even in town, I'll be playing softball, take my glasses off. Nobody recognizes me. I'm like Superman. Backwards. So I went to the company. I said, well, I'm going to have to buy a couple of these, right? So my eyes are always changing, so I should get an optometry. So I went there. They don't have, they've retired this variety of glasses. They've got some substitutes, but none of them fit my jam, dude. This is my, so I've got my brand, my, my face. And these are starting to get loose. I may need to change the lenses. I'm a little bit of a glasses crisis. So this is Master's Mix right here. Forgive me. There we go. Soy hulls, oak pellets, right? This will go pretty quick. Hopefully the rye grain isn't contaminated. Nobody says that in the biz. I do. Okay. Yeah, if I break my glasses, actually I have the old pair that's all scratched up. It's the question is like, do they bring it back into rotation? Do I beg? Do I find one similar? Do I wear this pair for the rest of my life and simply switch out the lenses somehow? Oh, something else. On the machine. Yeah, so, you know, winter's coming here in Alaska. I'm not sad. I think I'm just slow. Okay. Life moves on. Maybe I'll break this up before I pop it open. So technically I should have break and shake this guy. Let me look at that one contaminated part that I feel like I'm scared of. I don't know. I don't know. Is there a problem there? I don't have enough light. I'm going to do something unheard of. I'm the only mushroom farmer that doesn't give a shit. That'll be how I roll. It's such a dark, murky business, you know. I'm gonna knock a corner off there. I think, okay. So we got bulk substrate here, 15 PSI, 90 minutes-ish. And laminar flow hood going on. That is the saving grace. I have a fairly low contamination rate. Re-she having some stuff, in part because I'm just not, it takes so long. Contamination has more time. We're gonna do small amounts, well, hell. we go. Easy breezy. Try to capture some air in that bag, so when you mix it, it's a little easier. Impulse heat sealer. Set around 5. Didn't do anything. It's not plugged in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Live, no less. Unbelievable. Let's go again. Crisp. Flawless seal. Excellent. Move aside, next bag. It's always about the next thing, you know? Crying about the last mushroom. The next mushroom suffers. Here we go. Golly. This is... Don't do what I do. Okay. I don't even know what mushroom I'm growing. There we go. Boom. Slick. Surface level, it looks like I have no idea what I'm doing. I've invested, arguably, 2 years of my life to this thing. Got this giant tent right here, 10 by 10. So, I think I may have too going on, you know. I got the, yeah, I got an incubation chambers. So I do a tote inside of a tote, water heater, heats it up. I'm having, let me use one of these bags as an example. So the issue that I'm having is that the colonized rye grain berries will then, they won't uniformly colonize the master's mix substrate. And it could be due to the moisture content of the master's mix substrate, or I'm actually doing here. I'll show you a colonized bag. I've got the heated chambers. That was the default. But now look at this guy, right? So now this guy, no heat whatsoever. This is just in the garage. This is blue oyster mushrooms. Fairly uniform, right? I'm looking for uniform. I'm looking for 10 to 14 days incubation, but it does have, all right, so this is uncolonized, right? So, and this is without heat. This is without heat. Sometimes the ones that I'm putting in the heated incubation chambers, I'm getting total colonization on the top, and then on the bottom, it just flattens out. So 2 options here. Moisture level content of the bulk substrate prior to this whole thing, or 2, the heat in the incubation totes maybe somehow scaring it upwards. But essentially, I run into this all the time. The mycelium crawls up the bag, it starts fruiting out the vent, rather than when I wrap it and make slits, then the fruiting bodies come out of that. So this is a recurring issue. Okay, back to task. I've got 6 bags here. That's about as much as I can fit into a pressure steam sterilizer, the one I got. I'm not complaining. This is a nice piece of Wisconsin steel over there. They make bigger ones. Maybe one day, right? Hopefully. Hey, I hope in 6 months that I'm crushing it. I think I am crushing it, but I want to be hell's bells. I need a restaurant to buy in on this. And I think I know just the one. I think they owe me. I had a bad date there. So it's my time. You have to, let's see. Okay, where am I at? Oh, let me get more. Let me get more. When in doubt, do more. All right, so I'm gonna just move these aside. This is colonized raw grain berries put into sterilized master's mix substrate. Oh gosh, what have I become? I'm a man in his 30s, trapped in his garage. All right. Should really clean my hands again. I'm developing a community though. I feel like I got some mushroom farmers, like legit ones, following me a little bit out of the mercy of their hearts. I've got some longtime fans, not even mushroom people, that are kind of hanging in there. Seeing how blue the moist blue. The pigment is, I'm doing a lot more lighting. I'm doing almost over 12 hours a day. I did not realize how significant the rays were to the mushroom populace. So, doing a lot more lighting. That's my only answer to the pigment. More light. Change varieties, perhaps. So, all right. Letting this thing hang out. Let me move these in. The next great hurdle would be to mix this evenly. Simple tasks become critical endeavors on the mushroom front. I've had success with blue oyster mushrooms. I've had success with lion's mane. I guess that's it. And reishi basically came out as these like creepy thumbs. So stay tuned. I've got people commenting on old shorts. They're like, did it work? And sadly, I may have to respond, no, it did not. You're watching a rolling failure with pizzazz, exaggerated hope, but okay. Let me get one more. Oh, I got two more. Okay. So, gosh. Somebody kind of implied that I should go to college today. I thought, pass. That ship has sailed. I'm getting older, man. Nothing wrong with higher education, but I'm at a certain age, you just create a YouTube channel and Go for it. I got a pretty good gig though. I'm not complaining about my job. Well, I will complain about my job, but I won't. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. Humble for sure. I want to paint the steps in the garage. They look kind of dingy. It's a clean space. You know, I'm trying to make a product in here. I'm trying to grow mushrooms. Got multiple air filters, exhausting CO2. Just pressure washing the concrete. Took me about 2-3 months to get this place into a, you know. Might need a refrigeration. Growing mushrooms is easy. It really is. It's not that hard. But on scale, now we're talking about a high level of difficulty. I did a mushroom farm tour in Las Vegas. And I really appreciate when he said blood, sweat, and tears. Because it was like, all right, now we got it. Everything always, the fantasy of it, you know, the fantasy of me having this like mushroom utopia on site, right? In some sort of digital myth ecology system where I'm prancing about in some sort of mushroom world that I've created is maybe that's all it is. It's just a fantasy. Glad it's the weekend. Glad it's the weekend. I say that once a week. Boy, it suction closed. Boy, all right. Let's do this. Let's dump this in. Yeah. Fuck it. There we go. I use more colonized rye grain berries than is necessary. I can also look into maybe that being a contributing factor to the unequal colonization of the bulk substrate. Yes. These are friendly mushrooms. This is trash. Well, I have hope. I believe in this. There's nothing that'll stop it. Mushrooms are coming to Sitka, Alaska. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. We're going to metaphorically kick down the door. It's a very expensive place to live. Mushrooms require an area dedicated to the cultivation. And you know, the market's just not there. I think this is why YouTube makes sense. I've been trying to do this for like 2 years, probably for the last 9 months pretty diligently. But it's been a lot of cleaning, setup, process. a lot of failing, a lot of defeats, and then you just record it all in 10-second sound bites, and it makes sense. So, well, I have concluded the project, and it's time to eat dinner, or it's time to do something else. I'm exhausted. I'll catch you later. Be well, stay safe.